Sheila, go on, please.
The girl saw me looking at her and gave me a glance that was nothing as than a cry for help. So I went across, told Joan Guard this nonsense that the manager had a message for him or something like that, got him out of the way, and told the girl if she didn't want anything of this sort of thing, she'd better let me take her out there. She agreed at once.
Where did you go?
We went to Country Hotel, which I knew would be quiet at that time. We had a drink too, then I get along with Garth's fancies. Had left her rather shaken as well, they might.
She got not herself.
Yes. She told me her name was Daisy Renton. She lost both parents, and she came somewhere outside early. She told me that she had a job. She had to leave after a strike. She told me about the shop, and she deliberately packed what would happen. And I didn't get exact details from her past life. At the same time, she was very hungry. So I made the people of the country make some food for her.
And then you decided to keep her as your mistress.
What? Of course, mother, it's obvious from the start. Don't you have done my mother?
It happened one night. Not that night, but 2 nights later, when we met again accidentally, that she hadn't a penny, and she had to leave her back room instead. And then a friend of mine, Charlie Brunswick, had to go to Canada for actually 6 months. And he wants me to sanitize of his little room at Morgan Harris. So I insisted Daisy moving into those rooms. But I want you to understand that I didn't install her there so I could make love to her. I made her go to those rooms because I was sorry to her. And I didn't the idea of her going back to the palace bar. And I didn't ask anything in return.
I see.
Yes. But why are you saying that to him? You ought to be saying that to me.
I know, Sheila, and I'm sorry, but somehow I
know. Somehow he makes you.
But she became your mistress.
Yes, it was inevitable. She was young, warm-hearted, and intensely grateful. I became the most important person in her life at that time. You understand?
Yes. She was a woman. She was lonely. Were you in love with her?
That's what I'm going to ask.
I really must. Why didn't you do any protesting? It was you who turned the girl out in the first place.
Well, I hardly did what any employer might have done. And what I was trying to say is that I protested against the way which my daughter, a young unmarried girl, was being
Your daughter is living on the moon. She is here in Bromley too.
Yes. And don't forget, I'm supposed to be engaged to you, know. And I'm not a kid, don't forget. I have a right to know. Were you in love with her, girl?
It's hard to say. I didn't feel about her as she felt about me.
Of course not. You're a wonderful fellow prince. You must have known it, you know.
All right then. I did for a time. Nearly any man would have done it.
That's probably the next thing we'll say tonight. At least for us. Do you go and see her every night?
I never told you a complete lie when I say to you that I was awfully busy at work all that time. But then, I see a good deal of her.
But I don't think we can further details. It's disgusting. And anyhow, we haven't had any disaster.
You're not going to have any. And it wasn't disgusting.
It's disgusting to me.
Anything you want to know, you ought to know.
Yes. When did this affair end?
I can tell you exactly. The first week of September, when I had gone on business that night. Then Daisy knew it was come to an end. So I wrote it definitely before I went.
How did she take it?
Better than I hoped. She was gallant about it.
That was nice for you.
No, there isn't. She told me she'd been happier than she'd ever been before. And she knew it couldn't last. Hadn't expected it to last. She didn't blame me at all. So I wish to God she had now. Perhaps I feel better about it.
She had to leave those rooms?
Yes. She lived very economically on what I allowed. And she didn't want to take any more money from me. So I insisted on parting a gift of some money, though it wasn't very much, to see her through to the next year.
Did she tell you what she proposed to do after you had wrapped up?
No. But I got the idea once or twice. And she told me that she wants to leave Millward. But whether she did or not, I don't know. See?
Yes, she did. She went away for about 2 months to some seaside place.
By herself?
Yes. I think she went there to be alone, to be quiet, to remember all that happened between you.
How do you know that?
Like I said before, she kept a rough sort of diary, and there she said that she had to go away and be quiet and remember, just to make it last longer. She felt there would never be anything as good again for her, so she had to make it last longer.
I see. I never saw her again. That's all I can tell you.
That's all I want to know from you.
But you know that I'm rather upset about this business. So I'm glad if you allowed me to go.
Oh, where, home?
No, just stay a while. Walk. And I'll come back.
All right, Mr. Crow.
Just in case you forget. Or decided not to come back. I'll give you better take.
I was suspecting this.
I don't dislike you as I did half an hour ago, you know. In fact, in some odd way, I don't respect you for what I've done before. I knew anyhow you were lying about those months last year when you hardly came near me. I know there's something fishy about that time. And all this you've been honest. You and I are the same people who sat to do dinner here. We have to start all over again.
No,
We
sure.
know each other.
I'm not defending him, but you must
Don't
understand.
interfere, please, brother. They don't know what I meant. They just already don't.
Yes, I know what you mean. And I'll come back if I may.
All right. Well, I don't know. I think we just about come to an end of this wrecked business.
I don't think so. Excuse me.
You know, you never showed me the photograph of the girl.
No, it wasn't necessary, and I thought if I don't want to.
You have a photograph of the girl?
Yes, and I think you better look at it.
I didn't say the part for no reason, right?
Probably not, but you better look at it.
Very well.
Do you recognize her?
No, why should I?
Of course, she might have changed lately, but I can't believe she could have changed so much.
I don't understand, Inspector.
You mean you don't used to do, Mrs. Burling?
I meant what I said.
You're not telling me the
I
truth.
beg your pardon?
Look here, I'm not going to have this. You apologize at once. Just for what? Doing my duty? No, for being so offensive about it. I'm a public man. Public man, Mr. Burling, have responsibilities as well as privileges. Possibly, but you were asked to come here to talk about my responsibilities.
That's up to her. They are beginning to wonder. Doesn't mean anything, sure. It means that we've no excuse now for putting on airs on anything you want to us. Father threw this girl because she asked for decent wages. I went and pushed her father off, right to the street, because I was angry and she was very pretty. And Gerald kept her as his mistress suited him. And now you pretend that you don't recognize her from the photograph. I admit I don't know why you should. But I know John well you didn't recognize her from the way you look. And if you're not telling the truth, why should the inspector apologize? And can't you see both of you? You're making it worse.
So we just come.
Gerald must have come back.
Unless your son has just gone out. I'll see. Mrs. Bowling, you are a member, a prominent member of the Bromley's Women's Charity Organization, aren't you?
Well, Mother, you must as well admit it. Yes, he is. Why?
It's an organization in which women in distress can appeal for help in various forms. Isn't that so?
Yes. We've done a great deal of useful work in helping disturbing cases.
There was a meeting of the interviewing 2 weeks ago.
I did say yes, there was.
Oh, very well, there was, Mrs. Bowling. You in the chair.
And if I was, what business is it of yours?
Do you want me to tell you in plain words? There was again, Eric.
Have you been up to his room?
Yes. And I called them both landings. Must have been Eric who heard go out then.
Silly boy. Where can he have gone to?
I can't imagine. He was in one of his excitable green moods. And even though we don't need him, we do need him here. And if he's not back soon, I shall go out and find him.
Just come to call up, probably. To be back soon.
I hope so.
And why should he have so?
I will explain why when you have answered my question, Mrs. Bowling. Is there any reason why my wife should answer your questions, Inspector? Yes, a good reason too. You will remember what Mr. Prof told us, quite truthfully I believe, that he hadn't spoken to or seen Eva Smith since last September. But Mrs. Bowling here spoke to and saw her only 2 weeks ago.
Mother.
Is this true?
Yes, quite true.
She went to your organization for help,
Yes.
not as Eva Smith.
No. Nor as Nancy Ransom.
As what then?
First, she calls herself Mrs. Burley.
Mrs. Bowling?
Yes, I think it was simply a piece of gross impertinence, quite deliberate, and naturally, that one of the things that prejudiced me against her case.
I should think so. Damn imprudence. You have been prejudiced against her case?
Yes. Mother, I must say, this is not an honorable death, yet. I'm very sorry, but I think she had only herself to blame.
Was it owing to your influence as the most prominent member of the committee that helped her to accuse the girl?
Possibly.
Was it or was it not your influence?
Yes, it was. I didn't like her manner. She impertinently made use of our name. Though she pretended afterward, it happened for the first time. And she had to admit, after I began questioning her, that she had not claimed the name, and she wasn't married, and that the story started first about a husband who deserted her was quite false. It didn't take me long to get the truth, or some of the truth, out of her.
Why did she want help?
You know very well why she wanted help.
No, I don't. I know why she needed help. But as I wasn't there, I didn't know what she asked from you.
I don't think we need to discuss it.
You have no hope of not discussing it, Mrs. Bowling.
If you think you can bring an impressor to bear upon me, Inspector, you're quite mistaken. Unlike the other two, I did nothing I'm ashamed of, or that won't bear investigation. The girl asked for assistance. We are asked to look carefully to the claim made upon us. I wasn't satisfied with this girl's claim. She seemed to me to be not a good case. So, I used my influence to have her reduced. And in spite of happened to the girl's sins, I consider I did my duty. And so, if I prefer not to discuss it any further, you have no power to make me change my mind.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't. She would just have done nothing wrong, and you know it.
I think you have done something terribly wrong. And you're going to spend the rest of your life regretting it. If you have been with me tonight in the infirmary, you would have seen what.
Please not that again. I'm getting enough already.
And the next time you imagine it, just remember that this girl is going to have a child.
Mother, I think it was cruel and vile.
I must say, Sybil, if this comes out in the inquest, it isn't going to look.
Oh, stop it, both of you. And please remember, before you start accusing me of anything against, that it wasn't I who had her turned out of her employment, which probably began it all. In the circumstances, I think I was justified. The girl had begun to tell me as a final lies. Afterward, when I got the truth, I discovered that she knew who the father was. And she was quite certain about it. And so I told her it was her business to make him responsible. And if he refused to marry her, and in my opinion, he ought to become proud of, and he must at least support her.
That doesn't make it any less yours. She came to you for help at a time when no woman would have needed it more. But you not only refused it yourself, but saw to it that others refused it as well. She was there alone, friendless, almost penniless, desperate. She needed not only money, but advice, sympathy, friendliness. You have had children, Mrs. Burling. You must have known what she was feeling. You slammed the door in her face.
Just as I said, Mother, it was cruel and vile.
I don't know anything about this girl. So what are you want to know?
Why did she want help?
You know very well why she wants help.
No, I don't. And what did she reply for your committee?
She had some fancy reason.
I don't want to ask your opinion. I want to ask what she said.
She said that the father, only a youngster, still young, wild, and drinking too much. It could be any question of marrying. It would be wrong for the both. He had given her money, but she didn't take any more money from him.
Why didn't she want to take any more money from him?
A lot of silly nonsense. I didn't believe a word of it.
I'm not asking you if you believe it. I want to know what she said. Why didn't she want to take any more money from this boy?
Her story was, it's something one night, when he was drunk, that gave her the idea that it wasn't his money.
Where did it from then?
His story.
So she came to you for help because she didn't want to take stolen money.
That's the story she kindly told, after I refused to believe her original story, that she was a married woman who was deserted by her husband. I didn't see any reason to believe one story could be any truer than the other. Therefore, you're quite wrong to suppose I shall regret what I did.
But if the story was true, that she was stealing money, then she came to you for help because she wanted to keep this youngster out of any more trouble. Isn't that so?
Possibly, but it sounded ridiculous to me. So, I was perfectly justified in inviting my committee to the law to claim for assistance.
You're not even sorry now when you know what happened to this girl.
I'm sorry you should have come to such a horrible end, but I accept no blame for it all.
Who's to blame then?
First, the girl herself.
The lady for really have a chapter of a job.
Secondly, I blame the young man who was the father of the child he was going to have. If, as he said, he didn't belong to her class, and was some drunken young idler, and that's all the more reason why he should escape. He should be made himself of, and if the girl's death due to anybody, then it's just to him.
And her story was true, that he was stealing money.
There's no point in
But
disputing
suppose we
that.
do what then?
Then he's entirely responsible, because the girl would have come to us and have been refused assistance. If it had been
So
for
he's
him,
the chief culprit anyhow.
certainly, and he ought to be dealt with very sadly.
Mother, stop, stop!
Be quiet, Sheila.
Don't you'll be having my hysterical child tonight. And if you will take some step to fight with this young man, and then make sure you come back to confess in public his responsibility, instead of staying here asking quite unnecessary questions, then you will be doing your duty.
Don't worry, Mrs. Bowling. She'll do my duty.
I'm glad to hear it.
Washing up. Make an example of the young man, eh? Of the confession of responsibilities.
Certainly, I consider it your duty.
Not yet. I'm waiting.
Wait. Waiting for what?
To do my duty.
Mother, don't you see?
But surely. I mean,
Look here.
I don't believe it. I can't believe it.
Mother, I beg you. I
Eric,
beg you to stop.
No.
Please, Mother.
You know, don't you? Yes, we know.
Eric, I can't believe it. There must be some mistake. You don't know what we're saying.
It's a good job for him he doesn't, isn't it?
Why?
Because Mother's been busy blaming everything to the young man who got this girl into trouble. Saying that he shouldn't escape. And should be making
That's enough, Sheila.
You haven't made it any easier for me, have you, Mother?
But I didn't know it was you. I never dreamed. Besides, you're not that type. You don't give
Of course he does. I told you he did.
You told her. Why, you little sneak?
No, that's not fair, Eric. I could possibly told her months ago, but of course I didn't. I only told her tonight because I knew everything was coming out. And it was simply want to come out tonight, so I thought she might as well know in advance. And don't forget, I've already been through it.
Sheila, I simply don't understand your attitude.
Neither do I. If you have any sense, just a minute, Mr. Burley. There will be plenty of time when I've gone for you all to adjust your family relationship. Now, I must hear what your son has to tell me. And I'll be obliged if you will let us get on without any further interruption. Now then.
I think first.
No, yes, I know. He's your son, and this is your house. But look at him. He needs a drink now just to see him through. All right, go on. I understand a lot of things now I didn't understand before. Don't start on that. I want to get on. When did you first meet this girl?
One night last November,
Where did you meet her?
in a palace bar, I've been there now or so with 2 or 3 chaps. I was a bit swiftly.
What happened there?
I began talking to her and stood her for a few drinks. I rather far gone by the time we had to go.
Was she drunk too?
She told me afterwards that she was a bit cheerfully and she had much to eat that day.
Why had she gone there?
She wasn't the usual sort, but well, I suppose he didn't know what to do. There was some woman who wanted her to go away, but I never quite understood about that.
So you went with her to her lodgings that night?
Yes, I insisted it seems. But I'm never very clear about it. But well, I'm in the statement chaps are easily lost, you know, I tried to let it go.
So she let you in?
Yes, and that's when this happened. Oh my God. How stupid it all is.
Eric, how could you?
Sheila, take your mother along to the drawing room.
But I want to stay.
You heard what I said? Oh. When did you meet her again?
For my afterwards.
By appointment.
No. Couldn't remember. And I couldn't remember her name or where she lived. It was all very fact. But I happened to see her again in the house bar.
More drinks.
Yes, though at that time it wasn't so bad.
But you took her home again.
talk a bit. I told my name and what I did.
And you met love again.
Yes, but I wasn't in love with her or anything. But I liked her. She was pretty and in a good sport.
So you had to go to bed with her?
Well, I'm not enough to be married, aren't I? And I'm not married. And I hate these fat old ducks from the town. And I see some inspector, I fell for it.
Did you arrange to see each other after that?
Yes. I was also in a state about it. And she told me that she was going to have a baby. She never quite sure. And that she was.
Does this suggest that you ought to marry her?
No, she didn't want me to marry her. Say that I didn't love her. And the way she treated me as if I were a kid. Though I was nearly as old as she was.
So what did you propose to do?
Well, she had a job. And we didn't feel like trying for one. And she had no money left. So I insisted to give her some money. To keep her ongoing.
How much did you give her altogether?
I suppose about 50 pounds or so.
50 pounds? The top of drinking and going around the town. Where'd you get that 50 pounds from? That's my question too.
I got it from the office.
My office?
Yes.
You mean you stole the money?
Not really.
What you mean not really?
This is my fault. I'm sorry, Angel, but I couldn't stay there. I had to know what's happening.
Well, I can tell you what's happening. He's admitted he was responsible for the girl's condition, and now he's telling us he supplied her with the money he stole from the office.
Harry, you stole money?
No, not really. I intended to pay it back.
Well, we've heard that before. How could you have paid it back?
I intended somehow and I some money.
I don't understand how you could take as much as that out of the office without somebody knowing.
There is some small account to collect and
You have the first receipt and they kept the money, eh?
yes.
You must give me a list of those accounts. Damn fool. Why did you come to me when you found yourself in this mess?
Because you're not kind of father a chap who goes when it's trouble. That's why!
Don't talk to me like that! Your trouble is, and my trouble is, that I've had much time. You will be able to divide the responsibilities between you when I've gone. Just one last question. That's all. This girl discovered that the money we were given her was stolen money, didn't she?
Yes. That's the worst of it. She wouldn't take any more money from me and didn't want to see me again. But how did you know that? Did she tell you?
No. She told me nothing. I never spoke to her.
Sure.
She told you? Did she come here but that she couldn't have done? She didn't even know I lived here. What happened? Come on, mother. Don't just look like that. Tell me what happened.
I'll tell you. She went to your mother's committee for help after she had done with you. Your mother refused that help.
Then you killed her. She came to you to protect me and you turned her away. Yes, and you killed her. And the child you have too. My child, your own grandchild. You killed them both. Damn you!
No!